What's going on, guys? I know it's been a minute. We just had a lot going on. I recently moved. I've just got so much going on, but I finally can, I got something I can show y'all. I just got my truck back. I haven't been keeping y'all updated, but my truck, the distributor went out and the injectors went out at the same time. They had to replace the injectors, the distributor. I got my transmission rebuilt. For those of you that want me to go into detail on that, y'all can shoot me a message. I've got like all the price list, everything that they put in it. It didn't cost too terribly much. I felt like it was a good price. But what I wanted to show y'all is I just bought two new toys. One is an XR400 and the other one is a CRF80. As you can see, the old XR400 is in pieces. I'm working on it right now. I'm adjusting the tire, cleaned out the air box, the old filter that was in it. I guess whoever had it before didn't change it out, and it just, like it does, decompose in the bottom. The carburetor was a little dirty, but I've got that cleaned up. But I've got them both sitting over there, air box taken apart, carburetor taken apart, and just put back together. And here in a minute, I'm gonna be putting everything back together, and hopefully I can get it started up. I know it did run, but I don't think it's ran in a minute. So I'm hoping to hear it run today. It'd be nice. It rained earlier, but hopefully it can dry up and I can take it for a spin. All right, it was a bit of a hassle. This did not go in very easy, but the carburetor's in. All the cables are hooked up. Looks good, clean, like it should, and throttle's working. So in order for me to make this super easy, plus I had to clean the airbox anyway, I actually had to drop this back part. This back part just drops. If you just loosen up these two little back bolts and then take the one big rod out of here, it'll drop back and allow easy access to the airbox. I tried to take the airbox out without having to do that because I don't want to go through extra steps. But I believe that's the only way to get that box out. So give me a second. I'm going to put the box on. We're going to bolt all this up. And then I'm going to be putting the chain on and the exhaust, start fitting the gas tank, and see if I can finish up getting this done before dinner. All right, so we got the airbox in. Put the bolt back in here, just one long bolt. This bolt right here is the one you loosen to help it swing. But this was a little bit of a pain. There's a real snug fit right here, so I had to bang it right about here to make it line, tap it up. But then this wouldn't exactly go onto the carburetor correctly, so I had to take a pick from the bottom side and kind of work the seal around, and then it just popped on pretty easy. But this is a lot harder to work on than the TRX. I guess just everything's tighter and it's just a lot different, but it seems to go together pretty easy. Next thing I'm doing now is I've got to button up a lot of like bolts that I've kept loose. And then I'm going to start fitting on the gas tank. If I can get that on, I can get it ran. It didn't have oil in it. I filled it with oil. So hopefully it's ready to go down there. They say when you fill it with oil, you want to let it run like 5 minutes before you actually go drive it, just to let it sit here and idle. I'm sure I'm going to have to do a little carburetor tuning since I just cleaned it up, but give me a second. I'm going to line up the tank. There's a couple parts I've got to put on here, to make it sit and not twist and move. And then I do have to hook up my brake light again. You did have to unplug this whenever it's swing down. But it's a super easy, just little one plug. Comes up right here. And you can, see if I can do it with one hand. But this is my first time working on a bike this big. As a kid, I grew up on a smaller bike, but I've never had the chance to fool around with something this size. So it's a total learning experience. But I think once I get it running, it'll be a good little bike. And I have the option to make it street legal because it does have headlights and taillights. I would have to install blinkers, get a tag, at least one mirror. But I don't know if I'm going to go through that, because if I did that, I would change it, put some Supermoto tires on it, get rid of the knobbies. But I don't know. That seems like a lot of work. Everything that I've read, they say it takes a little bit more work than just talking about it. But let me show you all this as well. It's only got 95 miles on it. So, I mean, it's gonna be great when I'm all finished. All right, so I took a little break. It's dark now. But we got the gas tank mounted. I just put the header pipe back on. We're about to put our FMF slip on, and then I'm gonna mount the seat. And hopefully, when I put gas in here, we'll fire it up and let it run. With that new oil, it needs to just sit there and idle a little bit, which is kind of perfect right now with it raining. So give me a second. I'm gonna throw everything back on, and hopefully I can get y'all a sound clip so y'all can hear what it sounds like. I don't know how well you can hear me, but this sucker sounds fantastic. I was worried. I had a couple issues with it, mainly the carburetor not wanting to fill. But let me tell you, this thing sounds amazing. Listen to this. But I'm gonna tinker with it a little bit more. It's a little too late for me to go on a cruise, or I would take y'all on a ride. But I appreciate y'all watching. It's been a heck of a day, but make sure y'all like, subscribe, and stay tuned because I'm gonna be handling the 80 here soon. I've got to do the petcock on it. I got to do a carburetor clean. For those of you that want to see that, I'm gonna do that as well. So we'll check you later.